this is the Vsb TV 11 News for Wednesday, June 25th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story. Home Affairs Minister Michael Fay will be meeting tomorrow with the island's supermarket owners and wholesalers to decide on the future of the 10% Wednesday discount program, due to complete its first trial year on November the 1st. Senator Fay told Vsb News' Brian Darby the government would be delighted to hear the businessmen are prepared to carry on with the gesture.
When we announced the initiative in the November 2013 throne speech, we had agreed with the grocers that the initiative was for 1 year. So all we're trying to do is keep people apprised of the situation as it currently stands, that yes, there's still obviously 6 months to go, but because there was a 1 year limit on it at that time, we need to continue to have dialogue with grocers and with wholesalers now to try and find something that is that much more sustainable. I can see how some things can be taken in a certain way. It might have been slightly off base to say I think how I worded it was, the grocers have said it's unsustainable. We've certainly had some feedback to say in the long-term way it's unsustainable. We've had the same comments from one of the wholesalers. And so all we're trying to do is notify the public to say, listen, we want to make sure that it's sustainable. We certainly don't want to be in a position where there's a potential of a long-term 10% discount that somehow that might affect staffing issues. These are just discussions. I think things have been slightly taken out of context and sensationalized for whatever reason, and I understand that. But let's make it clear. Obviously, we're very keen. If the grocers are still saying, we're very happy to continue the 10% after the year time is up, wonderful. We'll take that and take it to the bank. But at the same time, I think it's important that now we involve the wholesalers in those discussions as well, because there has been some knock-on effect to the wholesalers as a result of this discount. And we want to make sure that they're involved in any discussions going forward, so everyone has a stake in it and everyone's well aware of what's going on. That's all that this is. So I'm disappointed that perhaps things seem to have been taken out of context. Again, if the grocers come to the table, in fact I'm meeting with them tomorrow with the wholesalers, and if they come to the table and say, Minister, we're more than prepared to have this go for yet another year, wonderful.
Trauma kits are being issued to Bermuda police patrols in what is hoped is the unlikely event of them being affected by gunshot wounds. The Foreign and Commonwealth Office are the suppliers, and today the Governor, George Ferguson, made a symbolic handover to Police Commissioner Michael De Silva.
These are not only for police officers, they will be carried by all operational police officers. They can certainly save the lives of police officers who might be unfortunate enough to be involved in a gunshot incident. But police officers are also often first responders. And the fact that a police officer will now have these kits will enable them to provide initial first aid to members of the public or others who get caught up in such incidents. These are not big things, here is one, but they are potential lifesavers, and it's good that they will now be carried by trained Bermuda Police Service officers who will know how to use them in what we hope are circumstances that will not arise. So I will now symbolically give one of these things unopened to the Commissioner.
It's certainly a pleasure to be able to receive these packs on behalf of the police service. And as the Governor pointed out, this is not just an item of safety gear. This represents collaboration between law enforcement agencies in the region. The pack itself contains a tourniquet, pressure gauzes, and a chemical that's used to clot blood very quickly. I do have to say the BPS recognizes that tourniquets are not commonly used by first aiders, and certainly this pack is only to be used by police officers in extreme circumstances where it could mean the difference between life and death. I'm certainly very grateful to Government House for the role that it played in liaising with our overseas territories and the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. And as the Governor says, I'm really glad we have these packs. I hope we don't have to use them.
The leader of the One Bermuda Alliance is, according to its constitution, elected by the membership and can be selected to be Premier by the Governor if His Excellency thinks he has sufficient support to form a government. At the same time, a deputy leader is selected by the rank and file, in this case Michael Dunkley. This is why Michael Dunkley was invited to take the position of Premier when Craig Cananer resigned in May. What is puzzling some party observers is why Premier Dunkley, who technically is interim leader of the OBA until the November elections, should have bypassed the deputy leader's role by naming Finance Minister Bob Richards as deputy premier. The OBA constitution restricts the premier to naming the party whip, the government senators, and the House leader. On the other hand, the Bermuda Constitution makes no mention of the position of deputy premier. In recent years, it has been government policy that there would be no further discretionary grants of Bermuda status. In light of the fact that the situation may soon change, the PLP are holding a public forum tomorrow evening to discuss the issue. Member of Parliament Walton Brown spoke to Vsb News Julia Smet about why the issue is so important and what possible ramifications a change to the law could create.
What we now have is an avenue to the grant of status for PRC holders that was basically created by Chief Justice Keolis' interpretation of the provisions in the Immigration and Protection Act of 1956 in conjunction with the PRC category. That interpretation runs contrary to what has been policy for 25 years. So what we tried to do in Parliament 2 weeks ago was to bring about an amendment that would assure that the legislation was consistent with what had been government policy. The UBA government rejected that amendment, and even though they've appealed now the decision, their own lawyers have advised them that they're not likely to win on appeal because the grounds are very, very weak. What it means in terms of its impact is that you could have up to 3,000 or more people being granted status within a very short period of time. If you add up the total of people who would have been granted status if we retained the 40 per year since 1989, you would have had 1,200 people. And what happens is that all countries have a quota system in place for the number of people who get granted citizenship or permanent residence status. What we have proposed is a return to what was the status quo beforehand, status quo ante, and look for a comprehensive review of immigration policy. The implications are significant because we're looking at the implications in terms of job opportunities, property prices. There is the issue of the vote, of course, and there's also the issue of how can Bermuda best position itself constitutionally, and who should be making a decision about where we go constitutionally. And when you increase the population of those who hold citizenships in more than one country, it raises a whole entire different set of questions that we want to probe and examine.
The public forum will be held tomorrow evening at 5:30 at the Devonshire Recreation Club. This morning's magistrates' court session was delayed after a fire alarm went off just after 9 a.m. The entire building was subsequently evacuated and people could be seen milling about on the sidewalk. There were no signs of smoke or any indication that a fire had erupted somewhere within the building. Sources told Vsb News that the fire alarm was tripped by someone due to appear in court. The source said the person was trying to deflect attention from himself and pulled the fire alarm. However, this was not confirmed by the Bermuda police, and it appeared that the source of the fire alarm remained unclear. The court sessions resumed after people were let back in the building, which was approximately 20 minutes after the alarm went off.
You can count on us.
Save more than half price on Bar S hot dogs, just 99 cents for a 1-pound package. Save $3 on Northwest Big Cherries, $4.99 per pound. Only $1.19 for a 5-ounce tin of ShopRite Chunk-like tuna. Save 98 cents on Libby's corned beef, $3.19 for a 12-ounce tin. A cool treat. Friendly's ice cream, $5.49 for all varieties of 48-ounce tubs. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more super specials.
You can count on us.
Laugh, learn, love. Life on Logic TV is that much better. Logic TV bundles include Internet plus access, high-definition TV, and home phone, starting at $179 with a free install. LOL. Enjoy life on Logic TV.
If you've been the victim of an uninsured or hit-and-run driver, your medical and other expenses may not be covered by your insurance. The good news is, there is coverage. The Motor Insurers Fund can provide you with compensation to help you through the crisis, whether suffering from physical injury, loss of wages, or extra expense incurred as a result of your injuries. For further information about the Motor Insurers Fund, visit mif.bm or call 505-8555. The Motor Insurers Fund, assurance after the unexpected.
We knew Mom needed a caregiver. A friend told us about Bermuda at-home services, and Mom can't wait to tell you how helpful they are.
They are wonderful. They help me with all my hygienic needs, prepare my meals, assist me with my medication, and much, much more. But most of all, they are very reliable and friendly.
There is also a great residential and office cleaning service that we offer.
Call 541-2247
or email bahs@northrock.bm. Your home care under one roof.
The Senate took note of the first tranche of the National Training Plan today, and in general, senators were full of praise for the government's blueprint. Minister of Home Affairs, Senator Michael Fay, made the point that the second tranche would be the action plan, and that Part 1 provided the data from which the way forward will be charted.
Now it's up to us, isn't it?
It is up to us. I think Bermuda is in a global marketplace. It's not just about servicing just Bermuda. We're in a global marketplace in that we want people to have the skill sets that are expected. When you have visitors here, they want a certain standard. They want a certain standard of bartender. They want a certain standard of wait staff. International business needs a certain standard of work. They need a certain degree. They need a certain type of work ethic. We need to be conscious of that. Times have changed. Bermuda is not just the island out in the middle of the Atlantic. It's part of the global economic marketplace. And if we can get Bermudians and get our people to understand that this is a global arena we're now playing in, and I think that's of great help. The other part of this, though, Brian, it's not just government's responsibility. We have to encourage the private sector to get more involved in making sure that Bermudians have opportunity. But schools, private and public, of course, need to be in a position to offer the right types of programs, make sure that our students are pursuing the right degrees so they can come home and participate in the local market. But with internationally recognized qualifications, that's incredibly important. Whether you are a mason, whether you are a waiter, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a lawyer, you have to have certain types of qualifications that are recognized. That's what's expected these days.
Opposition leader Senator Diallo Rabane, a former member of the National Training Board under the PLP government, had some constructive advice for the government side.
The report is a watershed moment for me. It definitely goes a long way into addressing what needs to be done to help our young people to become more employable. The only criticism I really had, if you can call it criticism, I think I would say it was constructive criticism, was that it did not seem that the report talked to people who had been in the industry over the years. There have been tons of Bermudians who worked in the hospitality industry, the construction industry, and the like, that have made a good living, are now retired and living a good life in Bermuda based on what they did in that. And I think if we're going to talk about how to improve the industry, one of the keys would be to go back and talk to some of these individuals and find out what did they find enjoyable about it, what do they think has changed for the better or for the worse, and then move forward from there. Other than that, I thought the report was excellent. I thought it was well written, and definitely it's something that can be used to move Bermuda forward.
Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. U.S. stocks edged higher on optimism that the economy is recovering from a first quarter contraction, while Treasury prices advanced and the dollar fell. U.S. stocks rose the first time in 3 days as investors speculated the economy is recovering from a first quarter contraction. The Dow gained 0.29% to close at 16,868. 3,000 shares of Argus traded hands today. Argus closed at the price of $3.90 per share, a drop of 2.74%. Other Bermuda-related stocks trading in the U.S. were mixed on the day. UK stocks declined for a third day as investors weighed the geopolitical uncertainty in Iraq and Ukraine. The FTSE 100 slipped 0.79% to 6,734 at the close of trading in London, its lowest level since April 28. Japanese stocks fell, with the Nikkei slipping 0.71% to close at 15,267 as insurance companies led decline and investors weighted the nation's new growth strategies. The Vsb declined 1.58% to 53,426, the lowest in 2 weeks, as financial stocks fell amid speculation that tougher competition from state-owned banks will hurt the industry's earnings. U.S. Treasury prices rose and yields fell as reports showed that the U.S. economy contracted more than forecast last quarter and demand for durable goods increased. The U.S. dollar slipped against most of its trading peers as reports showed durable goods orders in May unexpectedly fell and the economy contracted more than estimated in the first quarter. And that was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias.
The Dollar Depots are your one-stop shop for your party and entertaining essentials. Bags, balloons, bows, decorations and invitations for all themes and occasions. Party favors, gifts and toys, piñatas, games and candy for any celebration. Fun and colorful accessories and supplies to create and cater the perfect party or family and friends gathering. Let Dollar Depot make your entertaining easy and your party pop. Visit Monday through Saturday in Hamilton, Heron Bay, Shelly Bay, and Somerset. Dollar Depot, where you buy value for less.
Copyfax is Bermuda's authorized Samsung dealer. See a large range of Samsung color and black and white multifunctional machines, printers, scanners, faxes, and copiers, and all networkable. Copyfax has Samsung machines suitable for home, office, or any size business in an A4 format, taking up less room than other similar equipment. And replacement supplies are in stock for all of their Samsung products. Affordable shopping at Copyfax Limited, where service comes first.
Are you paying more than one provider? More than you should? Why? Prepare to be wowed! Voice, long distance, high-speed internet, TV, and HD TV. One package, one stop, one customer care level. Excellent! One bill! Enjoy local and long-distance minutes, TV and HD TV, your choice of internet speed, and so much more. From only $184.99 monthly for everything.
For more information, visit wow.bm or call 292-1969.
Now at Big Savings Zone, there's the Kids Zone. See the latest bedroom ideas for tots to teens. There's a large selection of beds, bedding, all kind of furniture designed especially in mind for your child. And see the array of accessories for all ages. Big Savings Zone is the home of Ashley Furniture and Serta Mattresses in Bermuda. And the Kids Zone is only at Big Savings Zone, at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
I just downloaded the Layer app for the Bermuda Sun, and it is so cool. You can find so many new videos, and you can watch sports and news and pictures and everything. You have to download it. It's really neat. All you have to do is put your phone over the image, and the image comes to life. You have a full video of everything. It's really, really neat.
Yes, I just downloaded the Layer, and it works pretty good. I think it's great.
I've never seen anything like it. It was unbelievable.
Yes, I tried the app this morning, and I think it's great.
The Center on Philanthropy supports all of the non-profit organizations in Bermuda. Within the last year, the organization has signed a memorandum of understanding with the government that will ensure that there is balance in the non-profit charities in Bermuda. Executive Director of the Center on Philanthropy, Elaine Williams, spoke to Vsb News about the significance of the memorandum of understanding and why it was necessary.
Nonprofits have to register every year, and through the Memorandum of Understanding, the Center on Philanthropy provides assistance in their re-registration and also helping them in the compliance needs and regulations of the new Act. We also work for anyone trying to start up a new charity. They are required, through the Registry General, to come into the Center of Philanthropy and take a training course on how to start a charity. Through that, the individuals or group can either decide whether they want to not start a charity. They also gain information on the fact that there may be someone else or another organization in Bermuda doing the same thing, and that would promote balance in just how many charities there are and the effectiveness of the work that we do. In the past, basically, anyone who wanted to start a charity could register and start a charity. The government has, rightfully so, seen the necessity to ensure more regulation is in order. It does not just ensure that there are not too many charities serving needs, which, as a matter of fact, waters down the effectiveness of charities, but it also helps charities to make sure that they are operating under best practice standards. And that's where the Center on Philanthropy comes in. We provide that training.
In an effort to show donors and members of the Center on Philanthropy that they are appreciated, it will be holding a membership reception tomorrow evening at O'Hara House from 5:30 until 7:30. Tioni Darrell of the Center on Philanthropy told VSB News that in addition to the reception, the charity will be recognizing certain members.
We have two specific awards that we give away. The first award is our Foundation Circle Award, and these are donors that have given $25,000 or more to the Center on Philanthropy, and so we really want to show them our appreciation. And then we also have an award which is for our nonprofits, which is Decade of Partnership Award, and these are for nonprofits that have been members with the Center on Philanthropy for 10 years.
Bermuda's under-20 men's national team have won their CFU under-20 World Cup qualifying Group 2 opening match 4-3 over Guadeloupe in the Dominican Republic this afternoon. Now, here's Earl Baisden with the rest of tonight's sports report.
With the 2014 Newport Bermuda Yacht Race drawing to a close as boats continue to finish off the St. David's Head, we turn our attention to the 2014 Atchels World Championships that got underway in Newport, Rhode Island yesterday with some 95 boats taking to the water, with the two Bermuda skippers finishing the day mid-table. Mark Watson and his crew find themselves in 28th place with 67 points. They finished 60th in the first race and 7th in the second race in provisional results. Meanwhile, Tim Patton and his crew on board Thrash find themselves in 53rd place with 105 points. They recorded a black flag disqualification in the first race, but stormed back to finish the second race in 9th place. The Bank of Bermuda Foundation ITF Junior Tennis Tournament continued at the W.E.R. Joe Tennis Stadium. However, early morning rain made it a long day once again for the organizers. Bermuda pair Taylor McGard and Tyler Smith defeated Tiffany Davis from the United States of America and Natasha Estelle from Aruba in the girls' 18 doubles match in a three-setter, 1-6, 6-4, 10-8. Summer Garrison from the United States of America and Mia Smith from Great Britain defeated American pair Jordan Harris and Mackenzie McCarley in straight set 6-2, 7-5. In boys' 18 singles main draw second round action, number 1 seed Juan Carlos Agralo from Bolivia defeated Canadian Jacob Nielsen in straight set 6-love, 6-2, while Bermuda's William Boyle went down in straight set 6-1, 6-3 to John Paul Avila from Mexico. William Von Hassel from the United States of America defeated Luke Sterling from Bermuda in straight set 6-1, 6-1. Logic Communications and the Bermuda Cricket Board today announced the Logic Premier and First Division Players of the Week. Making today's announcement was Ms. Erica Christopher from Logic Communications. First, the Premier Division.
On behalf of Logic Communications, we'd like to present to George O'Brien the Logic Premier of Division Player of the Week Award. Thank you.
And now, the First Division.
On behalf of Logic Communications, we'd like to present to Kaiwan Franks for the Logic First Division Player of the Week Award. Thank you.
Trey Houston competed in the St. Kitts and Nevis Invitational, Club, and National Championships. Houston finished the men's 100-meter dash in 4th, clocking a time of 10:40. He then ran a personal best in the 200 meters, where he once again finished fourth with a time of 20:81. 29 Bermuda Gymnastics Association gymnasts have traveled to Orlando, Florida to compete in the USA IGC World Gymnastics Championships this coming weekend. This event is the pinnacle competition of the year for the Bermuda Gymnastics team. The girls had to earn a minimum qualifying score at the International Gymnastics Challenge or the Manhattan Classic or during May 31st in-house competition. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Well, hot and humid, but at least there was a little less rain today. I'm Jay Barker, and this is your weather. Our high temperature today, well, you saw 83, so not all that hot, but it felt pretty steamy out there in the sun. 74, our low at 4 a.m. this morning. Currently, we're looking at 77 degrees, humidity 85%. Winds out of the southwest at 8 to 12 knots, and the barometric pressure is unsteady at 30.15 inches. So far for June, we've seen 1.87 inches, way down to the 5 we'd usually see. Total is 25.94 inches for the year so far, just up on the 25.74 we'd have normally seen. Let's take a look at our satellite map. Well, fair conditions with mainly light winds and a chance for a shower or two will persist over the next few days as a southwesterly flow continues to bring tropical moisture right into the area. Now, as a weak frontal boundary approaches in from the north, a few showers will arrive on Friday night and increase on Saturday with a risk of thunder. In the gateway cities in Atlanta, it'll be 90 degrees and mostly cloudy. There's rain and 79 in Boston, 91 degrees and partly cloudy in Charlotte, 70 degrees and mostly cloudy in London. Miami, we've got mostly cloudy and 88 degrees, 81 and mostly cloudy in New York. Orlando, thunderstorms and 94 degrees, 86 and mostly cloudy in Philadelphia. Toronto, thunderstorms and 77, and Washington, partly cloudy and 87 degrees. For tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy, 1 or 2 showers and chance of evening thunder, low of around 78. Winds out of the southwest at 8 to 12 knots, and then they'll be moving out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 knots. For tomorrow, high temperature around 85 degrees, mix of sun and clouds, winds out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 knots. For tonight, there is a thunder advisory in effect. Seas inside the reef, 1 foot. Seas outside the reef, 2 to 4 feet. Sea temperature, 81 degrees. For Mariners tomorrow, there are no warnings in effect. Winds out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 knots. The seas inside the reef, 1 foot. Seas outside the reef, 2 to 4 feet. High tide at 8:37 a.m. and your low tide at 2:26 p.m. Take a look at the 5-day forecast. Thursday, mix of sun and clouds, high of 85. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy, shower or 2 overnight, high of 84. Saturday, mix of sun and clouds with a few showers, a risk of thunder, high of 84. Sunday, sunny periods with a few showers, chance of thunder, high of 82. And on Monday, sunny periods with a shower or 2, high of 80. I'd like to thank the Bermuda Weather Service for all their help. It's only 2 days to the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV 11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Outfit for Che Barker, provided by Alexander at the English Sports Shop.
Vsb Tv 11, Bermuda.